Okay.
Hey, family.
Hey, welcome. Welcome.
I think y'all can hear B. I'm about to add her in here. So we are working.
Hey, family. Hey, welcome. Welcome.
There it
Y'all
goes.
can
So we
hear.
are working both of
I'm about to
our
add her in here, so we are
both,
working.
two different platforms today. So we're trying to work that out. B, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. Give
Okay.
me. I'm working.
One thing I just did was I muted my laptop,
Okay.
and now I hear you on Instagram.
Okay. Can you hear me
I can
on?
hear you. I can hear you fine. Yep.
Okay. Can you hear me on Instagram and on Facebook?
So I
I
can't hear
can't
you
hear
on
you on
StreamYard
StreamYard
because I
because I
muted the
muted the
computer.
computer.
How's that
How's
working
that
out? I
working
don't
out?
know.
I don't know. I
Hey
don't know. Hey,
everybody who's
everybody who's
coming
coming
in, y'all
in,
let us
y'all
know
let
if
us
y'all
know
can
if
hear
y'all
us
can hear us
speak.
speak.
We need to
We need to
know
know
that we can
that
be
we can be
heard.
heard.
Just got a
Just got
heart,
a
so I'm
heart,
gonna
so I'm gonna
think that I'm
think
gonna
that I'm
say
gonna
that we
say
can
that
be
we can be
heard. That
heard.
is
That is
Liz,
Liz.
beautiful Liz,
Beautiful Liz.
also
Also
known
known
as the
as
artist herself, Tiana the Queen. Hey there,
Yes.
girl. What's up? So great to have you.
Yes. Give us 1 second.
um,
Let me just get the Facebook part together.
yes.
Yes.
Please let us know
Let us
y'all
know
can
y'all
hear us
can
on
hear us on Facebook.
Facebook. We would hate to go live and y'all can't hear us.
I know last time we had part of it you couldn't hear in the other part.
Yes,
Yes. So
hopefully
hopefully
we're
we're
working that
working
out
out
as
as
well.
well.
Should one of us mute our phone? Like I have
I
the
the
computer muted,
computer
so
muted.
should
So
you mute
should
the
you mute
phone
the
and do it
phone
the
and do
opposite
it the
way?
opposite way?
Would that
Would
work?
that work?
No,
No.
maybe. Was that a lot?
My mind said, I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Hold
Sorry,
on.
y'all. I'm gonna eat this banana while we live working this out, okay? Because I'm really hungry. But how was y'all's day? Like, how was everybody's day? I see Mr. Collett is on here. Hello, sir.
Oh, that's
Thank you
Corey.
for joining.
That's Tammy's people. What's
Oh,
up?
hello. Hello,
Hello.
hello. Thank you for
Thank you for
joining
joining
the
the
creative conversation
creative
today, tonight, this
on
evening,
tonight. On this evening.
tonight.
Um,
I'm gonna go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
go ahead
pin
and pin
our
our
topic for
topic for tonight.
tonight.
I
This
think
is
it's
creative
good.
conversation. We're so happy to be here, y'all. This is episode 7. That's crazy.
It's wild.
That is so crazy.
We've done this consistently 7 times.
We're so we're
We're
so
so
just
just
grateful to
grateful
have
to
been
have
doing
been
this for
doing
so
this
long.
for so long.
All right.
All right. So are we? So we're good. You
Wait.
can hear me. I can hear you. They can hear us. Oh no,
Did you mute your phone?
no. Hold on.
Maybe you should mute the phone or mute one of them. I know.
I know.
I just don't
I
know
just
which
don't know
one.
which one. It was good for a second. It was good now. No. Okay, now. Now we're good.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So welcome everybody.
Yes.
Taylor, we see your
We're
hand.
getting better, y'all. That only took us a few minutes, you
You
know?
know? Right. Right. Next time we'll just have it together. Next time we'll just have it together.
We are
We are
getting it
getting it
together.
together.
So I
I
got it
got it
pinned. It is
pinned.
there. Y'all can see what we're
Yes.
talking about tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Whew, I feel better. Okay. Praise him.
Excited about this conversation right
Won't
here.
he do it?
Uh-oh.
Won't he do
Hey,
it?
y'all. There we go.
There we go. There we go. All right.
There we go.
Are we good? Are we good?
No.
No. Yes.
Yes, we're good.
Patience once again. Okay. All right, guys. Hi. Hi, Facebook and YouTube. We have you guys on here now.
Facebook, YouTube. Hey, hey.
Yes. Yes. Welcome. Feel free to sound off in the comments. we should start seeing them in a moment on StreamYard. Guys, we are like new to all of this. So
Very, very new. And shout out because this is our first time successfully from the beginning getting all the platforms, right?
Right.
Progress. The
The
important
important
thing
thing is that we're being consistent and
even
more
more
importantly, you all are constantly showing up. Y'all are consistent. So thank you for
Yes,
being
yes,
here.
yes,
Thank you
yes,
so much.
yes.
Thank
So
you
welcome,
so much.
welcome once again to Creative Conversations. If you don't know, we do this every Sunday night between the 6 and 7 o'clock hours.
Yes.
So definitely tune in. I'll let Taylor introduce herself first tonight.
Sure. Hello, everybody. No. Hey, y'all. I am Taylor Renee. I am a multi-hyphenate creative.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Multi-hyphenate creative. I am an artist. I sing, I dance, I mime, I do spoken word, poetry.
Come
I'm
on.
also a creative and performing arts coach. Super duper excited to know Miss Veronica Essex. We've been friends for over a decade. She's always just been like a sister to me. I can't say the sister I've never had. I have like 4 sisters, but she's just been the fifth sister, like always. And then I got like other sisters too. Like one of my sisters is actually on here. So, you know, Liz. So I got a lot of sisters, but she's in the sisters, you know.
I'm
So,
in the sisters.
she's one of the sisters. And I'm just so grateful that God has brought us this far. And this journey has been amazing. I'm so excited about where we are, where we're going. It's just great. I desire to keep creating, do great things, you know. Period. Shout out to Liz. We have a song out. Hold up. Let me start that all over. She has a whole friggin' album out, right? Tiana the Queen has an album out. Please go listen to it. You can find me on one of the songs that we wrote together called Clouds. I'm so excited to have done this with her. It is my first published recorded project, so I am very excited about that. But my well-experienced artist over there, listen, y'all just some music out. I digress. And yes, I'm happy to be here. Veronica.
I am Veronica So Creative Essex. I'm a multi-hyphenate creative. I'm a writer, spoken word artist. I do digital illustration and graphic design. And so I just love creative things. Taylor and I always have these amazing conversations, and we're always like, oh, we should have recorded this, or oh, we should have shared this with somebody. And the Lord has definitely placed upon our hearts to do this. And so we're being obedient and letting it evolve how He would like it to. So thank you for joining us. We don't take it lightly. Like, we really don't, because you could be doing anything else.
It's Sunday night. There's so many things to do. Like get ready for it. So thank y'all.
Yes, and shout out to Crystal, 6-figure fitness chick.
Yes.
Here.
Please, if you need anything from finances to health and wellness to business to all the things to encouragement to ministry, you should definitely follow the 6-figure fitness chick.
Yes.
I digress.
Yes. You follow Amanda Nutrition. If you go to her page, you'll see all of the things that she does. But she has a nutrition shop that's located in Accokeek, Maryland, and Manatee Shopping Center. So check her out for all of your health and wellness needs. All right. All right. So let's get into
where it's actually good. So
they are amazing.
It's really good. I had a tea one time and I brought it home. Made a mistake. Brought it home instead of finishing it before I got home. And it got rough for me at least 3 times before I was actually able to finish it. But anyway.
Yes. I'll let Taylor go ahead and introduce our topic for tonight.
Our topic for tonight is the topic is, what are you eating? Who are you feeding, and who is feeding you?
Yes.
Whew. Now we had some time to really sit with this one. Before I get into it, let me go to these comments real quick so they don't pile up on us. So, oh, Tiana DeQuincy said, Eric, thank you so much. It was a pleasure working with you too. Yes, it was absolute pleasure. And yes, there is so much more. So I am very excited. Yes. Yes. I see some other comments from Facebook. EJ the King. Smith, thank you so much for joining. He said, I would love to make a gospel record. He writes, produces, raps, and sings. Love you, oh, love you too. It's been a long time. Love you too. Thank you so much for joining. And yes, so this, EJ, you're in the right place. This is a great place to just connect with other creatives, and that's the goal here, to just provide us a safe space to just connect freely and just converse, just talk. So the conversation, what are you eating? Who are you feeding, and what is feeding you? Or who is feeding you? That can go either way. Who and what is feeding you? But anyway, so we came across this topic. We was over the house, and we, whenever we get together, there's always something. I don't know. Obviously, we've been careful about what he's been feeding us. In certain aspects, every time we're together, something is feeding us that is really just empowering of some sort, and it spins off into a conversation. So now that we do creative conversations where we want to talk to all of you, we kind of try not to go into too much depth on our conversations so that we can have the authentic experience with everybody. So John,
that's
both of y'all. Oh, real thing.
I'll be popping. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
If you guys, yes, I'm trying to think of the name. Broken Combs is the name of her business. Broken Combs CC on Instagram. She did my braids, so holler at her. Yes, holler at her. Love her.
I love you too. I love you too. I'm gonna leave there. I miss you. Okay. So yes, who are you feeding and who is feeding you?
Yes.
What are you eating? So we came across this because we were just sitting in the kitchen. I think we were working, right? We was doing work. Sometimes she is able to, tell her work. I'm able to tell her sometimes, and sometimes we just come together and work. And we were listening to TD Jakes. And he did this thing. This is a little different. I never seen him even do this at all. But he did this thing where he was like, who he gave 10 minutes or so at the end to actually answer live questions, both online and present in the sanctuary where he was teaching. And a woman got up, and she, she's a creative as well. She's an entrepreneur. She has all these things going for her, but she found herself struggling to find her space, her community where she can be filled. She had just joined their church. She was, she had moved on her own, but she's the person that everyone always needs, and she's always willing to just do whatever. She said something that really stood out, and she said that she said, people say you can't pour from an empty cup, but she feels like she's always doing it because she's constantly pouring, and it's just her heart to pour, but she just never really has all that she never really has all that she needs to make sure it's coming back in her or whatever. And she was saying how her family doesn't really receive her the way that she is now. She's looking for their support, but they're not really giving it to her in that way. They're just using her the way that they've always known her. And so he asked her this question. Well, he gave her an assignment. He told her to write down who needs her, and write down who is feeding her. Excuse me. And so in comparing the list, he was just trying to create a picture for her to see what her life is looking like. There's no way you could possibly be feeding all of these people to capacity when you're not feeding yourself what you need. If no one's really pouring into you deeply, not just, okay, you joined here and you listening to TD Jakes, but who's like literally pouring into you, who's mentoring you, who, let's go there, who's doing, really leading you and walking this path with you, who's discipling you, all that stuff. So me and V just took that and ran with it. Like that was
Yes.
It was just so like I feel like we just looked at each other and was just like, yo, that's it. Like that was it. That was it. Because it shows so much, right? So yeah, it almost is like looking in the mirror. Like if you want to look in the mirror and really see yourself, write that down and you will see yourself. You will see yourself. A lot of times we're looking for a way to really see ourselves.
Some of you may know, some of you may not, but I'm on this like
health. V, you're talking
journey.
I can't hear you. I think we're talking at the same time. There you go.
Yes.
No.
I'm on this
yeah, there you go.
Health and wellness journey. And so one thing that my coach always says, like she's always reminding everybody in our little, like we have like a community of people, right? She's always reminding us like that it's 80% nutrition and 20% fitness. And so listening to him say like, who's feeding you? You know, what are you eating? Who's feeding you? And then who are you feeding? It was like, wow, it just reminded me of that it's 80% nutrition and 20% fitness. And so that's the case. Like what Holy Spirit was revealing to me is like, that's the case in my creative work. That's the case in anything I do in life is 80% nutrition and 20% fitness. Like if I want to really perform at peak level, it's 80% nutrition and 20% fitness. If I want my work to look a certain way, like how I want my body to look a certain way, then it's 80% nutrition and 20% fitness. So that like really rocked my world. It really rocked my world. And I really was like, okay, so what am I eating? Like, and who is feeding me? And then who am I feeding? Like, do I even have what I need? And am I getting enough? So like, okay, another thing, like before you work out. So sometimes I work out and it's like I do fasted cardio or whatever, right? But if I haven't, like, say if I fasted the day before, then I can't necessarily do that. I can't fast the day before and do fasted cardio. Like I would have to have something in my system to power me through that workout. So it's like, do I even have enough to pour out to anybody else?
That's all I can say right there. That
man.
Sorry guys. That right there. Do I even have enough? Like that's a real question that we don't want to ask ourselves. Like, we want to just be able to do. We don't want to face the fact that we might not have enough.
Listen,
and it's not a bad thing to not have enough. You know enough. Like you can always go back up. So that's so good. That is so good. That's so good. So yeah, we just wanted to extend this conversation with you all tonight and just really sit with that and dwell on that, and hopefully maybe from this we're able to see where our real needs are. And actually get what we need, and not just be a part of another club, be a part of another group, or have another mentor, spend a whole bunch of money for another program, join another church, and all that. Before we take a step, you know what I'm saying? Like we can just see where we're at and really actively add to ourselves.
Yes.
And it's not always, and we were talking about that, it's not always physical people, right? Sometimes it's a podcast, sometimes is, a church that you like to watch virtually. Maybe you don't live there. Maybe God is not telling you to move there, but maybe you need to watch them virtually, catch their services or something like that. Catch the replays, or prepare at home to be a participant live in the service. Make sure you up on time and you already done showered and done your business, and then just sit and have service with them. Come on, be the giver of the resources. But yeah, sitting with that. Yeah.
So what like sitting with that with yourself. Okay, so what did you recognize, like what do you need to eat? Like, because that was what was sticking out to me. Because sometimes even in like just relating it back to like the health and wellness thing, like I know I need to eat certain things. Like I need a lean protein, I need a complex carbohydrate, I need vegetables, like, or greens, something with, I might need some fiber. And depending on what I need, like if I'm having a protein shake, I put that in my shake because I need this. You know what I mean? So did you recognize, did it help you recognize what you need? And if you don't mind sharing.
I do not mind sharing at all. So what I recognized, let me just give a shout out to Austin. Hey, Austin, thank you for joining. So good to see you, bro. But one thing I recognize, and I'm so glad that you gave the analogy of how it's physically lining up with the spiritual, because it's still consistent with that, even in realizing what I need to eat. I know that I go to the gym also, and what I know I need to build muscle and to stay fit, I need protein. And I need to make sure that I am constantly, flushing, but still eating food that's thick and hold on. And just on a spiritual, in the spiritual realm, I need to be active. I need to eat active. What's the word I'm looking for? I need to engage in my eating. Like I need stuff that is strong. I need to not stray away from those strong meats in the spirit, not being afraid of the strong words. Sit there and take it, because I need it. I need to actively engage in my diet to where I am eating feeding myself what will stick, not just feeding myself what I already know, not feeding myself, what I'm comfortable with hearing, or comfortable with taking in, but actually things that I need to, things that are going to penetrate and stick. Like I need to make me do something, right? If I'm eating out of meat, I need to also make sure that I'm changing my body, right? I need to make sure that I'm really doing and actively engaging in that process. Make sure meat is lean, make sure it's so much with eating meat and eating vegetables. It's so much with that. So I think that I need to get a little bit more proactive. And that for me personally, that may look like finding a community that serves me in that capacity, that challenges me to do the work, challenges me and holds me accountable for the work that I need to do. But also a community that can affirm me and celebrate me and encourage me to do more. Not afraid to tell me you're not doing enough, but also can celebrate me when I'm doing everything that I can. Instead of, give me a little bit, or I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. I know what I know what I need.
That's good right there, because like in thinking about it, I was like, okay, well, who's feeding me and what are they feeding me? I feel like if I think back on moments in my life when I actually accomplished my goals or transcended to another level, there was like a good balance, like a healthy balance, right? So it's like, even like in this, keeping the same analogy, even when you're eating right, you've made a commitment to yourself that you're going to eat right and you're going to work out, you're going to do these things because you have these goals. It's like you can still have a cupcake every now and then. You can still have a cookie. Like you shouldn't like I ain't having no cupcakes, no cookies, no. Like you might do that over a period of time, but once like I don't know, it's your dad's birthday. Just it's your dad's birthday. You're not gonna eat a piece of cake with your dad. Like
Right.
his birthday is not
I love
coming
that.
around for another year, right?
Right.
So even like translating
I
that
love
over into
that.
what we're talking about, like I want a community of people where we are serious about creating art, we're serious about doing the work, we are serious about accomplishing our goals, but then we still kiki. I can still laugh, we can still joke. But it's not just solely that, and it's not also negative like where somebody it's one thing to have the
Yes.
cupcake every so often. It's another thing when you have somebody that's like, you want a piece of cake, you want a piece of cake, and you know that I'm doing this thing, or you want some McDonald's, or you want some this, or you want some that, and it's like, dang, you know I'm trying to do this, and you're tempting me with that. Same thing, like
You know you're in the wrong space.
you know you're in the wrong space.
And what
When
you
it's
were
all
saying, it made me think about something. That's the difference between cheat days and actual rewards and reaping. A cheat day sends you backwards, but having a cookie or partaking in something in effort to, reward yourself, not battling with, let me go back into this. No, let me step into this cookie because I've been working hard. Let me step into I can enjoy. Let me step into this taking ice cream because it's my dad's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily dealing with, I can't have it. I could cheat one time. It only becomes cheating when you know you haven't been doing what you were supposed to in the first place.
Come on, and then your heart's not right. So it's
Yeah,
like,
your heart's not right.
and then it's like when you're really on a journey, because I found too, like being on a journey of like self-discovery and then also stepping into making the decision. So similarly, I'm so excited. The words are like,
yes.
To like, okay, I made the decision that I'm gonna eat right, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna blah 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 blah. Same thing. I made the decision that I'm stepping into. I'm leaving everything else behind. I'm stepping into what God has called me to do and called me to be. And I'm really going to study. I'm really going to go hard after it. I'm really going to perfect my craft creatively. I'm really going to do these things.
Yeah.
And if you have a group of people, or if you're around certain people and they're like, I don't know, I don't think it take all that, or I don't think you need to be doing that, or I don't think this, that, or like all those negative things, like, then that's not conducive. Like that's not what you should be eating.
Right. And so tying this into creatives, we should all be eating. We need to eat things that are going to feed our craft, going to feed our gifts, feed our talents, feed who we are, so that we have the strength to create what is necessary. And sometimes it takes strength to literally create authentically.
Yes.
It takes strength to do that. It takes courage. It takes energy to really stay true to yourself and create like 100% authentic work. It's easy to create something that you didn't have to really put no work for, or something that's not really you. It may be easy to do that. It's always easier to they call it like selling out. It's easier to sell out and do what everybody wants you to do, especially in the creative world. Oh my gosh, do not take it for yourself. Most of the time in the industry, especially, artists are told what to do. They have it. Somebody has it all laid out to them. A manager or somebody has it laid out, and all they got to do is do it. And it's like it's an easy way. It's an easy, hard way. Honestly, it's easy because I can just do this, make the money, or do this and get the results that I want. But it's hard because I'm still not being myself. So it's one of those things where it's like choose your hard. It's gonna be hard to be yourself, but it's also
Wait a
gonna be hard to fake it.
minute. Wait a minute. Choose your heart.
Choose your heart. I heard somebody great say that years ago. I was listening to this woman preach with Sean Holland. If y'all do not follow Sean Holland and you need some money, follow it.
Yes.
And she will tell you that you already got the money.
Yes.
But yes, she was saying that she said being broke is hard, making it is hard, but being broke is hard too. So choose your heart. And I said,
Choose
dang.
your heart.
And that thing sticks with me with everything. Like being fake is hard, being real is hard too. Choose your heart. I'd rather be real, be okay with myself, know that I did the work, know that I was an authentic artist, know that I touched one person out of 1,000. I would rather know that I was true to me and I did what God told me to do versus having to deal with the guilt of faking it, or deal with the guilt of that really wasn't my work, or deal with the guilt of I didn't even really want to do this. This isn't even in me. Deal with all that stuff.
Oh my gosh. So my mom used to say this thing. And she wanted to create a mini book about it, and I might do it. She used to talk about it. And welcome, Faceless. I see you join.
Yes.
But
follow Faceless, y'all.
Yes,
content that real that we're talking about.
Faceless. Yes, she's on Instagram for anybody who's on YouTube or Facebook tonight. But she used to say you only have one body. Like you only have one body. So she's like, you need to take care of yourself because you only have one body. But then she would take it a step further and say that like one whole body, like spirit, soul, body. Like you only have like one complete self, you know what I mean? But so when I saw people like going crazy, this was like not going crazy, but going crazy. A few years ago when a bunch of people, women specifically, started getting like work done all the time, or it became like more prevalent, I could hear like, and this is when she was still alive, and then even after she's passed.
You talking a little bit, B.
Who?
Your voice, like it was chopping and head.
Oh, okay.
You go back to you were saying when people were getting a lot of work on them.
Yes.
What were you saying after that?
Yes. Like the last couple years, I could hear her voice say, well, you only have one body. I've had people talk to me about it, and would you get a BBL? Would you do liposuction, blah, 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 like all the things, right? Would you decide to, like Taylor said, choose your heart? You know what I mean? Like, but that's what that made me think of. She's like, you only have one body. So when people started doing that, I would think, well, I only have one body. Like, if they don't do me right, I only have one body.
That's it, right?
Turn it. You know what I mean? I can't be like, you can't be like, I don't like the way you did this. Now they can try to fix it.
Right, they can try to fix it. But even that's not guaranteed.
Right, they're still operating on this same body. Like you only have one body. So it's like the same thing when you were talking about choosing your heart. Like either way, so that's like just translating it back to the health and fitness, since we've been using that analogy. Like for me, I said to myself, well, either way, either I'm going to go get stuff done and be in pain, or I'm going to make a sacrifice and go to the gym and do this and do that and be in pain. And it might not turn out, I might not look like this picture that I've drawn in my mind, or what society has been showing me that I need to look. My stomach need to be like this, and my butt need to be like this. Like I might not be like that, right? But I'm going to be like who God created me to be. Like I'm gonna step into that full version of myself. So I choose this hard. You know what I mean? Same thing. Like, okay, either I can phone it in and just do what I think people want to see, and which is still going to be hard. It's going to be hard on me.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can be authentic, take as much time as I need to, perfect my craft, study.
Yeah.
I've been doing so many YouTube tutorials, like just perfecting the way I do my illustrations, really like stepping into, okay, what kind of style do I want to have as an illustrator? And then also in the storytelling aspect of illustration, like or animation illustration, like actually creating stories in your images, like what kind of stories do I want to tell? Like I've really been like honing in instead of just like being like, okay, well, I'm just going to do something just to do something. You know what I mean? Because people are telling me this, or I see other people doing that. It's like, what are you eating? What are you feeding yourself? Who is feeding you? You know?
Yes, yes. But so I do have a question
Okay.
that's kind of like flipping it around. Like, so we talked about what we need to eat.
Mm-hmm.
What do we need to not eat anymore?
Ooh.
If you're comfortable sharing,
Yes,
what do we need to not eat anymore? And we can go
yes,
like health and wellness. We can
yeah.
go as an artist, like everything.
As an artist, what I need to not eat anymore. Um, so this is a thing. I need to not so a lot of times I look at other things and I get inspired, right?
Mhm.
That's great. But I need not to eat the comparison, if that makes sense. And because the field, like where I'm specifically, like professionally, like when I go to work every day, where I'm at in my field is not particularly, I mean, I love being in that space, but it's not where I am personally. So the
Yes.
art I create personally has a voice. That's not the same voice where I go to work every day. And so those people are operating in that world outside of work. And so sometimes I'm looking at that like, dang, I want to do that stuff too.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not really my realm. Now,
Mhm.
I do feel like I'm called to invade that realm, if that makes sense, but
Yeah.
the way that they're doing it, if that makes sense. So I know this, but watching it every day, sometimes I'm
Yeah.
eating that.
Mhm.
Like, I need not to eat that. I need to, it's kind of like when you go to the buffet. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, even if you're eating healthy, you can still go to the buffet, but you just don't need to get the fried chicken. Like, you need to go ahead and get the baked salmon that's in the other tray. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's good for me to be in the space. I could be in the space, but I
That's
can't be.
good. Ooh, that's good.
I can't get the tacos. You know what I'm saying? I need to be
Yeah.
over here. Like, I need to put some vegetables on my plate. I can't get the French fries. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at
That's
the
so
buffet.
good.
So it's like, yeah, it's like, what are you choosing? Even in all spaces, like that's what I need specifically. Like I know that's what I've been in my conversations with the Lord. Like that's what I need to stop eating. I also need to stop eating distractions, man. It ain't even a matter of like what I need to stop eating. First off, some days I just need to eat, okay, and not be distracted.
That's true. Lord help us. That's true.
What about you?
I could agree with everything you said. Like, I need to not pick up the comparison. Pick up the inspiration, pick up the things that you like, definitely give the feedback, support, all of that. Pick all of that stuff up. But picking up the comparison is like putting anxiety on your plate.
It is.
You're literally filling your plate with anxiety. I know I am. If I pick up comparison, I'm filling my plate with anxiety. I'm going to eat up all the anxiety and not do nothing because I can't. I feel like my work is just that inadequate where I just can't do anything because I'm comparing it to this. I think it needs to look like hers. I want to do what she's doing, exactly how she's doing it. Then I can't do that. Not because I can't, because I'm not supposed to.
I'm not.
So, you know, I'm supposed to get inspired. I'm supposed to get the help, get the encouragement, get the pointers and the ones and twos, how to do this, how to do. Sure, yes. But even after that, when you pick up comparison, even after you get all the things, you're still going to be comparing yours to theirs. After they just gave you all the good stuff on how to do it, you still, it's still not, you're not good enough for yourself.
Listen. It's kind of like, I don't know if this ever, since you had siblings, I don't know if this ever happened with you, because we used to have me and my brother. It's kind of like, so we all go to the store.
Mm-hmm.
We all get our favorite snacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so let's say we get the same thing. Let's not say, because that's a different one. That's also relevant, but that's not. So let's say let's do juice, because normally it's juice or something.
Okay.
So we all get some juice, and there's one person who holds their juice. They don't drink it right away. I was that person. I used to hold my juice. I used to hold it, and I would watch my brother crush his. And then I would be sitting there with my juice, like, I still got some juice.
I still got
even though he had the same juice, it's the same amount of juice. But because he see me with mine, now he feel like he don't have enough. When we had the same, they just holding it.
Portion. Oh my gosh.
They're just holding it.
They just holding it different. And all you got to do to really, that's another thing. All you really have to do is ask for help. If you don't know what to eat, have you ever had this before? How is it like, you know, on your palate? I don't know. I'm just using food language, but like we should be able to do that in the creative industry, in life. You know, even in fitness, like reach out and get the help that you need with your fitness goals. Reach out, get the help that you need with your wellness goals. You know, there's a young woman, she was on last week. B, what's the name of her herbal design? I can't think of the name.
Oh, you talking about Eunice?
Yes, Eunice.
It is My Nature's Nurture.
My Nature's Nurture.
Desiring
Nature's Nurture?
Deserving Nature's Nurture.
Deserving Nature's Nurture.
Deserving.
Yes, Deserving Nature's Nurture. And when I she said we all have juice. Listen, we all got juice. We all got juice. Listen, said that part, okay? But no, for real. Britt is Britt. What's up, girl? But no, yes, like be willing to ask the questions and be open to, you know, getting the answers. Maybe you wanted to try that, but you learned that it wasn't the best thing, especially for what you're trying to do. So, you know, you might have to take a different route. It's not easy getting information like that, especially when your heart was setting on trying that thing. But you know, it's also about, okay, do you want the results or not? Like, are we gonna go there, or are we not gonna go there? Do you want this bad enough or no? So gotta be okay with asking for the help.
Yes. Welcome everybody who is joining.
Somebody's just
talking about what are you eating, who are you feeding, and who is feeding you. So we're using like the analogy of like health and wellness, but also we're specifically talking about like your internal self. So like you're around, what is their conversation like? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you reading? And then who are you actually pouring into? And do you have enough to pour out? So anybody just joining, like those are all of the things for tonight.
Yes. Do you have enough to pour out?
Okay, so have you ever attempted to pour when you were empty, Taylor? Huh?
Yes. Let me just hold on. Somebody just joined. My cousin just joined. I'm really excited. Hey, Duran. He is DMV Alkaline Water, boys.
Let me get some alkaline water.
I need to get me some water. For real. I need to try that water. But
it's amazing.
Yes. Have I ever done that? Yes, I have. I've tried, attempted, and actually done it plenty of times. I've had unsuccessful attempts, but I've had more successful attempts than unsuccessful attempts. And that is not something that I boast in at all. Like, I've been able to do that, and it almost got scary how I was able to just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it got so scary to the point now I wouldn't dare. Like I cannot do that, you know. But the downside to that is, so that I don't keep it from allowing me to do anything, I have to keep eating. I have to keep filling up. So you know, I'm always looking for a way to fill up. I have to keep eating. Otherwise, if I allow that to keep me from doing anything, I'm just gonna stay empty, and then I'm not gonna do anything because I'm empty. Instead of doing something
I got
about
something to say.
right?
I'm trying to remember it.
What'd you say? Oh, you got your pen?
What this means. So if y'all see me do this, that means something came up. And
Yes, that's her pen, y'all.
and
She gotta put the pen in it with the pointy pinky.
That's why I had her point these. Shout out to Brianna, like Bree
That's so funny.
did that on Instagram. She does my nails.
Bree
But Taylor Matthews.
Yeah.
Taylor Lucretia.
Lucretia.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, like it got scary how effortless it became. And it also got scary how oppressing it is. It's super oppressing. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and get that ink out there. Get the ink out the pen, sis. What is it?
When you said that you have to keep eating, like just like relating it back to wellness, like one thing that I had to change on my like health and wellness journey is I have to eat more. Which you think you would think you eat less to lose weight, but actually you have to eat more so you could keep your metabolism going, so that you can actually be active and you could actually burn fat. Like if you don't eat, then your body goes into like the starvation mode. And so then you're actually holding on to fat because your body does not know the next time that you're going to eat. So it's like, I need to hold all of this. So you walking around trying to get skinny and snatched, and your body like, because you're not giving me no energy. So Taylor, that is the same thing. Like when you're trying to pour from an empty cup, if you haven't eaten anything, you ain't had nothing to drink, you ain't had no water,
nothing. So y'all, I'm literally living out this example, right? I hadn't eaten for a few hours, and in my fitness journey, I have to keep eating too to keep my metabolism going, but also to gain the muscle that I want, so and get stronger. But I have to still watch what I eat. But I just need to eat in general for energy because I have a child and she needs my energy. So, and I give it to her all the time. So I'm going to need something else to do this. But I hadn't eaten for a few hours and I've been out and about all day.
Listen.
And I could have easily been like, V, I am tired. I have not eaten. You know what I'm saying? I need to eat. Can we push it back or can we pause? Can you do it by yourself? I could have said something, but instead, because that would put me in a place where I'm not eating anything or not doing anything. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna have my water, my banana, and my healthy green popcorn, and I'm gonna sit right here and we're gonna do this live.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep doing.
Yes. Shakayla said on Facebook said that's an ugly sight to see at times and a tiring place in which to be, even when the grace for it is activated. Pouring while empty is dangerous.
Absolutely, Shakayla. It is very, very dangerous. And like I said, it's not something that being able to do that is not something that I boast in at all. I discourage it completely because it doesn't even just leave you empty. It leaves you not even knowing how to fill up. Like you don't even know how to move from there. because you don't know what you can't even relate to what you just gave a lot of the times when that happens. Uh-oh. I don't see your face anymore. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'll just, keep talking to you guys. You won't even be able to relate to yourself, or relate to what you just poured out when that grace is activated, Shakayla. It's hard to receive and partake in what you're ministering or what you're giving to people. So, and that's not, I don't believe that that's how God designed for us to do anything, not just ministry, not just our creativity, not just live. I don't believe we're designed to live like that. Yeah, we're not designed to live like that. So yeah, doing that. And feel free to share also if you've had an experience like that, or if you have any feedback on that, like feel free to share, because that's something that can easily go widespread. We watch artists give their all when they have not been given anything all the time, especially celebrity artists. We watch them do it, and then what does it result in? It results in them turning to drugs. It results in them turning to prescriptions, right? It results to them ending their lives. It results to so many dangerous things, Shakayla. Like, that's not the life that God intended for us to live. And so the important thing is that we keep feeling like you can't. It's one of those to whom much is given, much is required type of things. Like, if you're gonna be given all these gifts and all these things that you're able to do, you got to give yourself the energy to keep going with those things. You have to. The work is required to keep up with the grace, keep up with the flow of the anointing, or you will get left behind it. Like, it's easy to. We see how easy it is for people to get left behind in their gifts every day. It happens to some of us. If we can be honest, some of us should be. We was talking about this the other week too. Some of us should be millionaires and millionaires, but have sat on ideas or have done things empty and that have left us empty, or were empty and doing things, and that's how we were able to get walked all over. That's how our ideas slip through our fingers and into somebody else's, and they living off of it right now. Like, that's how those things happen, because you weren't full enough to protect yourself. You weren't full enough to even guard yourself in those moments. And seeing that, not only can I not do this because I don't have it in me, I'm not even supposed to be a part of it. Like, I'm not supposed to be doing it. But you can only read that if you're full.
Yeah.
You can only read that if you have the energy to protect yourself.
And then here we go.
If
you're full. So this kind of goes with eating the right things, right? Because have you ever gone to the grocery store and you're starving and you're hungry, then you pick up anything that you want to eat. Or if you're super hungry and you ride past McDonald's, you might get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Like, if I'm already full, then I can't pick up nothing that doesn't serve me, that doesn't serve my gift, that doesn't serve my spirit, doesn't fuel me. Like, you know what I mean?
It eats away at it.
Yes, you can't eat bad things for your soul when you're already full. Like, if I'm already full, then I don't have time for the distractions. I don't have time for anything else other than what is serving me and my gift. And that's even in your recreation. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I love about the friendship that I have with Taylor is that it's always serving me. Like,
Pin. Yes. No. That's the pin. Because it really is. It's both ways. But go.
It's always serving me. You know what I mean? Like, and this kind of goes into who's feeding you. It goes into like who's feeding you and what are you eating, because we could be so, like how earlier we talked about, okay, I don't want to just kiki all the time. I want somebody in my life who, who's going to motivate me to do the things, right?
Yes.
Like, even when we're kikiing, it's serving me. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm so grateful for that connection, because it's like, man, like, we can talk about our art, we could talk about men. We could talk about God. But we always talk somehow, even in talking about our art, talking about men, talking about movies, talking about anything. We're always talking about God. It's always coming back to Him. It's always like fueling me. Like so, I'm never hungry.
Ooh.
I feel like that's the design. Like that's God's design.
Ooh, I'm
You know what I'm
never
saying?
hungry.
That we never be hungry. Wow.
That's so good.
I don't even have. I don't. So then when I like, if I'm at Taylor's house and I leave her house, like I don't know if y'all have ever been in a situation like I know in my past, like I've been hanging around certain people or whatever, and it'd be good stuff, positive. Then I would leave there and then go meet up with such and such and participate in things that was not conducive for where I wanted to be in life, right? So, but when I leave Taylor's house, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that I do in my life now, like if I'm like Crystal, who we talked about, she's on the IG Live 6-figure fitness chick. Um, she has a nutrition shop. So when I go to her shop and spend time with her, if I spend time with her at the house, I don't leave there and then want to go do something else because I'm being filled like conversations. She's not afraid to tell me like, V, when you gonna do? So I'm like, I want to do such and such. Because you need to pick a day to do. You know what I mean? It's not just like, that's okay, or like, I don't know. I don't think it's none of that. Like, it's like, what are you eating, and who is feeding you?
Such a good, yeah. And then you can't be afraid to have those. We all have to have those people in our life that are like, what's on the menu? Like, what's next on the menu? What are you about to go eat? What are you about to partake in? What are you about to do?
What you about
That's
to
the level of like accountability, right?
Yeah. What are you about to cook for somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like almost like once you've eaten enough, then now it's time for you to like cook for other people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So
So
good.
it makes me think about you and your Hello Fresh boxes. Like, I need to start cooking. So it's like, when are we gonna start cooking?
That's exactly why I did it, because I
This is
needed
us
to start cooking.
This
But I
is
needed to not get overwhelmed in the kitchen.
listen. So we're gonna take it one step. So it's kind of like us doing our lives. Like we taking it one step at a time. Okay, guys, go ahead and have these hot dogs. Okay, now we're gonna try some chicken. Or maybe it's more like, okay, we got the chicken. Now we need to add the rice and the broccoli. Like,
Love it.
it's a
Love it.
complete meal out here.
That's literally where I'm at with my baby. I'm trying to, get her into different foods.
Taylor.
That's it.
Let's get into some.
But I can only give her what she can accept. If her stomach is not ready for it, or if it doesn't agree with her, she's gonna throw it up. She's gonna get sick. Something's gonna happen that's gonna backfire on me for giving it to her. That's a word for who you're feeding. Who are you feeding, and what are you feeding them?
That's so good.
Britt said,
Antonio Hunter.
What'd you say?
Oh, we was reading comments at the same time. I'll let you read Britt's comment, then I'll read the one that's on Facebook. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I see. Yes, that's so good. And Britt said, when you get a sample or taste for a certain type of food, your appetite, palate, then change it.
Come let me tell you. Hold on. Okay. Antonio Hunt Jr.
Come on.
Pastor Antonio Hunt Jr. said, that's so good. Yes, it is.
Yes, Pastor Antonio is in the building. Pastor
In the
Antonio
building.
Connecting Church. Connect with Connecting Church.
Yes, they are the bomb. Okay, I know them personally. They are nice people, and they know the word and things that they talk about. That is so good because y'all know I always heart back. I always have stories about my mom because she was just amazing. Um, my mom used to love Applebee's, bruh. Like,
Really?
oh my gosh. and not just and not just any Applebee's. She used to like to go. Anybody in the PG County area, PG County, Maryland area, she used to like to go to the Applebee's in Forestville.
Right off of Donnell Drive.
Anybody who knows that area,
The one
and
on
if
Donnell
that's your
Drive?
yes, and if that's your spot, God bless you. Like I'm not saying that it shouldn't be your spot. It's just not my spot. So like we used to actually get into it because she'd be like, "Call me to Applebee's, little girl," and I'd be like, "Mommy, can I take you somewhere? Can we go somewhere else?"
Applebee's.
Like Applebee's used to make me sick. Like I could not eat their
Really?
food, like the steak. I could eat, so I can have their like chicken tenders, maybe a piece of salmon, maybe, but normally like the basic chicken tenders. Girl,
I really don't. I don't know if I've ever had it.
the basics, I can have the basic stuff, but like a steak, no, I got so sick. And she used to just so I used to just go and eat she used to always get that spinach artichoke dip and I could eat that. So I would eat that with her. And she'd be like, "So you really not gonna order anything? You really not, little girl? You gonna let me eat by my?" And I'm like, "Mommy, you don't understand." And she used to say, I remember her making a joke like, "Oh my God, your palate is so advanced now. Without me, you outgrown me. Like you used to like outgrown." She used to make that joke. But so what Britt said is so true. Like I can't even if I eat certain things, I'm gonna get sick. And I used to eat those things all the time. That's so good.
That is good. Britt said, I have a few friends like Taylor that does. Oh, she said, I have a few friends like Taylor that does that for me. That's so good. I'm glad that you had that. Hold on to them.
Hold on
to them. Because, yeah, V does that for me. It go both ways, y'all. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Some more comments. Oh my gosh, Raja is on. Hey, Raja.
Hi.
Thank you for joining. You can see our pinned comment where we're talking about what are you eating, who are you feeding, and who's feeding you. We're kind of hitting it at all aspects right now, though. We normally have these creative conversations that just kind of feed our creativity, and we're just really diving deep into it. Britt said, a whole word. Got another comment from Taylor. She said, right, we just returned from a cruise. My daughter said, that's it. My eyes have been open. It is now her only way to vacation. She's cruised before, but was too young to truly enjoy it. Now she can appreciate every bit of the experience. That time, seed time and harvest time. Yes.
But isn't it something like when your eyes, something she said in the comment just struck me, like when your eyes have been open,
you
can no longer, you can't unsee what you saw.
Can't unsee what you saw.
But how many times have
now you're like, it's like now you're held accountable because you've seen it.
But I know in my life I've sometimes tried to stay in the same place even though I knew I saw something different.
Ooh, girl.
And you're wondering why you can't prosper there is because you're too big for that space now. Like what you've seen, as big as it was, and how awestruck and like almost fearful it might make you in a way. Now it has enlarged you. Like you can't, now I can't continue in the same vein of things. I can't, if you've ever like had an experience with God or had an experience in life, but now if you get around some people that you were around before, you bring yourself still, right there. I can't be right there with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still love those people.
Yep. Yep.
But it's like it enlarges you from the inside out.
That's so good. That goes into Pastor Antonio's comment. He said, "What you eat will definitely determine what comes out of you."
Ooh.
Woo!
Come on.
Yes.
Ooh, Shakayla said, "What has been seen cannot, in all caps, be unseen."
It cannot be unseen. Britt said, "You're saying what I was typing, so I digress." Yes.
I'm
so good.
Cool. I'm so cool.
So good.
I'm so full. Did you have anything else, Taylor? Are you complete?
I feel good. I feel good. I'm excited about my diet.
I'm excited about my diet. Okay, guys. So
this is the diet I want to be on.
Come on.
This is diet.
Main takeaways for me, real quick, before we head out. Just like in the natural, it's 80% nutrition, 20% fitness. Like,
yeah,
that struck me hard. Also, you can what we just said. You cannot unsee what you've seen. Like, you cannot go back after you've had an experience. So then now your diet has to reflect that. You know what I mean? Like, one thing about now that I'm working out and eating right, because I'm sore, I don't want to eat bad. You know what I'm saying? So I be like, if I'm this sore, I want to reap the benefits of what I've gone through. So once you go, something, it was unfolding. That's why I
want to reap the benefits of what
I've gone through. Like, if God has brought you out of something, and then now you have been, and then once, like, because I've had several like experiences and encounters with God, which has affected my creativity specifically for my gift. I need to reap the benefits of that. And eating badly is going to reverse that, or it's going to make it lie dormant. I don't want to have to dig through all this other stuff that I've been eating to get to that thing that God gave me. So it's like the same thing. Like, I'm so sore.
You just into something for real, because that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly how I feel about this project that I'm working on. Oh my gosh, Veronica, can you still hear me? Where'd you go? Oh, there you go.
I can still hear you. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, you can get yes. So with the project that I'm working on and how it is challenging me and how it is, it's like pushing. A lot of times when I'm creating a spoken word piece,
oh no,
every time I create anything, it challenges me, and I literally am first partaker of what I'm creating, and it takes me through a process that sometimes makes me very sore. And if I'm going to be this sore from doing this, then I have to see it through. Like, I have to see the end of it. So you just really encouraged me with what I'm about to do. You know what I'm about to do. You know how you just encouraged me. Like,
girl,
you left the live. You left Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know.
What happened? It died.
I don't know what my phone is doing.
I can't hear you. Y'all, we were ending, but I just want to make sure.
I'm still here on the StreamYard.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
I can't hear you. Is your computer muted? Unmute the computer.
Nope, it's not muted.
Nope. Okay, it's not muted. I'm reading your lips. Oh, okay. Did you have anything else? I'm gonna jump in the comments. What happened? Shakayla said, "Don't be out here digging in the garbage looking for a steak." Hey,
it's not gonna be found in the garbage.
I think it's just on Instagram, Shakayla. It might be. Okay, yeah, it was me. It's me. I needed to unmute my computer because you left Instagram and I was hearing you through Instagram. But so y'all can still hear her actually because we on different platforms
Yes.
right now. It's all good. But yes, that's so good. Don't be out here digging in the garbage looking for a steak. My
Come on.
takeaway was honestly what you just said and what I just explained. Like, because I'm doing this much work, because I'm putting in all of this, I gotta sit there. I don't even want to mess my diet up. I mean, the soreness that I feel is, it's safe to say it's confirmation that it's working. It's confirmation that I'm doing something different. So I need to stay right here. I need
I'm
to stay.
trying to end. I'm trying to let it end, but
I'm sorry.
oh,
I'm sorry.
girl, it's
But yeah,
confirmation.
I have to rest in the fact that I'm in the middle of something. You know, I gotta be okay in the middle of something.
I'm in the middle of it.
I gotta be okay in the middle of it. You just
That's so
encourage.
good.
I'm
I'm just
excited
letting
about
it sink
that.
in.
Hoot
I'm
hoot.
letting it sink in. And if anybody else had takeaways or anything from tonight, y'all can go ahead and share them too. Because real quick before we end, because what Shakayla said hit me too. Because don't be out here digging in the garbage for looking for a steak. Let me tell you, because even if you find one, it's been in the garbage, hun.
The garbage.
It's not gonna do you right.
Cause what else are you eating? You ain't just eating steak.
Come on. If you find something good in the trash, you better hear from the Lord before you eat it.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
The Lord is the only way that trash can be treasure.
Come on. Come on.
Cause I felt that like, oh, people say, well, one man's trash, another man's treasure. It's only treasure if it was destined. That means it wasn't trash to begin with.
Come
That means
on.
somebody saw it as trash, but their perspective just wasn't right.
Come on. Thank
Just
you guys for joining us tonight and dealing with the technical difficulties. We are
yeah.
getting it together. I promise. I promise.
Full one though on multiple
We
platforms.
did a full one on multiple platforms.
All the other episodes are on Instagram, on either one of our Instagrams. So please plug into those if you are not plugged in already. Feel free to
Yes.
leave comments. Feel free to still engage. We go back and read everything. We go back and engage in everything. So feel
Yes.
free. The activity that we did tonight was the questions that you see pinned, but also actually listed out, and look at what's on your menu. Maybe
Yes.
we'll do that this week. Everybody just look at what's on your menu, and maybe debrief it with somebody. You can feel free to debrief it with us if you want to. We can
Mm-hmm.
talk, DM. We can talk about this thing because that's so heavy. I can honestly say that I am excited about my diet. I really, really am.
Me too.
I really
Me
am.
too. Me
It's
too.
always good to look back at the menu and see if it needs updating, if it needs a
Come on.
change, if it needs
Come
something added
on.
to it, if something need to be taken off. It ain't really giving me no business.
Yes. And then I want to say too, like, so because the questions are, what are you eating? Who is feeding you, and who are you feeding? With the who's feeding you, just because you're not eating what somebody has prepared does not mean that you don't love them. It does not mean that y'all aren't still cool. I'm not saying fall out with people.
V.
So I just want to be clear because I don't want to promote like this exclusionary type
Right.
of environment. Miss Lillian! Miss Lillian is on Facebook, guys. I love her.
Oh, Miss Lillian.
I love her. If you
Uh,
need, man,
a
wealth
voice
of knowledge. We need to bring her on
and wisdom and knowledge.
all the things. I love her. I love her. I love her. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you so much.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm promoting because I definitely don't believe in like an exclusionary type of situation, a cliquish type of situation. Because your life don't look like this, I don't hang with you, or I don't, you know, I don't value you. I definitely don't.
Right.
But if you need to take a step back, if you need to just evaluate who is actually feeding you, so who's in your inner circle, who you're taking advice from, who you're sitting on the phone with every day, who you're around all the time,
Right.
that's different. So I
Yeah.
just wanted, because it could be like somebody in your family that's still your family. You know what I
Right.
mean? And your family isn't necessarily necessarily your pastor or your therapist. You know what I'm saying? They're your family. You know what I mean? So you can still love those people. You can still be around them, but actually taking in what they're dishing out, if it's not good for you, that's different. So I just wanted to be specific. But definitely taking stock of these things is important, and it is definitely helped me grow and change and be where I need to be. Like, you need to be where God has called you to be and be doing what God is calling you to do.
Agreed. So good.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Like we said, we do this every Sunday night between the 6 and 7 o'clock hours we start. And we have creative conversations. So join us next Sunday. We're trying to get this on all platforms. This is the first night where we have it on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. My Instagram ended, but you know.
Hear her on mine. So thank you for staying tuned in, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna finish smoothing out these rough edges, but we're here and we're being obedient.
Yes. We want to keep showing up.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Yes. Feel free to check in throughout the week. It's been really good checking in with the people we've been checking in with, those who've been kind of following every conversation. We greatly appreciate you. We value the connections that we have. Let's stay connected and keep building those connections. Yes. Until next Sunday.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.